address this immediately on stream right now. Oh, the welcome to First News stream. We're gonna be doing an emergency broadcast. I need to just get it out of the way. It seems that Charlie Kirk has been taken out in recent events. We're going to do. Well, I'm not gonna do all face cam stream. I know it's live, so I won't be able to basically put things away. Let me get this out of the way. Disclaimer. There are things that I say about people, like opponents that I have in the current scene. We know about things going wrong. We know about things that people do over time. We know about evils and stuff like that. But there's something that I never actually ask for, is for somebody's life to be removed from existence. I'm live streaming at the moment. Microphone's on, stuff is activated, chat's over here, and I know what is going on seems to be very dire, and it seems Charlie Kirk has been shot and pronounced no longer with us. Charlie Kirk has been announced to be no longer with us. We need to talk about this for real, though. This is something I want to get out of the way immediately. Look, for fellas out there who want to be that person, I'm just going to say it now. I care about the country as much as you do. At times, I vocally tell people, hey, look, you're doing something wrong. I confront people. Yes, I generally confront people. I generally talk about certain people in bad light and good light. But I never ask for somebody to actually be taking out, like, I'm going to say YouTube. For now, YouTube, the news is coming out. It's breaking news. It's immediately happening as I'm talking. Charlie Kirk has been taken out. There was a Utah University mishap, and he is no longer here with us. Charlie Kirk, look, the man was a propaganda machine, but there was no. I told him that at one point the whisk is gonna catch up to his mouth and then take him out. Charlie Kirk is gone. He is officially gone. This is an emergency broadcast. It's something way out of, like, I didn't see it coming. And I'm going to say it right now. I do not want people out there doing the same thing the person did to Charlie Kirk. Everybody deserves to have a full life. Look, though I despise certain people, I don't actually ask for them to be removed from existence. That's not something right. Do not, whatever I do, and I disclose this on my channel right now. Do not do what the guy did in Utah. I know there are people who are like, we joke about it, but we actually don't want actual genuine harm to come with, like, taking out the person out of the equation. Now, he's out of the equation. Charlie Kirk, and welcome Madigan, by the way. Welcome Madigan to the stream. Look, he's out of the equation now. But that's not the way I wanted Charlie Kirk to go. Look, the guy has something going on. A propaganda machine, yeah, but I felt he was somebody who could have done great for the country too, even though he was just a straight up propaganda machine. He's done debates, and I felt like, again, I said this before, at one point, those debates, he's gonna keep doing this over and over till the day somebody loses and snaps. That day happened today. I'm gonna show it right now. I'm gonna show it on my screen. I just recently got notified by the Alan Mockler channel. Elementor just touched on this topic, and he's talked about, he's talking about Charlie Kirk. We're gonna put that on the channel right now. So, right now, we'll keep this away, and I'm gonna do this. I want you guys to go check this video out. I'm gonna show my screen real quick. I'm just gonna move it, make it really small, so that you guys focus on Adam Mockler right now. Now, Madigan, seems you left the stream. You probably had something else to do, but what I know right now, okay, you might be here. But what I know right now is what happened is not okay. Though I dislike to do it myself, I don't actually ask for somebody to be killed. I said it now. I said the K word. All right, we're gonna get on with this, right?
An event, and we were going to face off with discussion, with ideas. I've been spending the past few days prepping ideas because that's what I think America should be about. I'm only 22 years old, but when I think about...
Yeah, it is for real. Charlie Kirk taking out today. I'm going to keep one of my ears open.
All right, we have some horrific breaking news. Charlie Kirk has officially been pronounced dead after being shot at Utah Valley University during a debate event that he was hosting. Now, this has been confirmed by the network that hosts his show, Real America's Voice. They say Charlie Kirk has passed, while multiple commentators that work with Kirk explain what happened. And there are pictures of him, his wife, and his 2 children. Now, there are a lot of things that I want to say throughout this video, as I find this horrific, but I just want to start here.
And he says something great. Look, he's going to say something great that I also believe in. Look, this country, we run on debate, idea, theory, and change and evolution. We go on these sorts of things, right? Now, currently, the fact I have to emergency broadcast and live stream this entire thing, that Charlie Kirk is fully gone. Yeah, what? You said my name on.
Oh, actually,
yeah, I'm actually live.
Died?
Live this time. Yes, this time I'm live.
He actually died.
Yes, Charlie Kirk actually died. He got shot in Utah University just like minutes ago.
I just
yeah.
I thought it was fake.
I also thought, I was like, what the fro? Yeah. I even like, this is like the thing about it is that, I mean, you already appeared on stream now. Like, though I hate and despise this dude, not the way I thought he would go out. Not something, just to disclose, because then I can get sued for things. But you know what I mean. That now this way, the way he went out, I didn't expect it. But again, it's like a sort of a lesson learned from people who are like, he continued debating over and over, pissing off lots of people. But I said, one day, if he continues to do it way too much, there might be a day somebody loses their mind and goes, I'm gonna do a thing. And well, here we go. He's dead. He's actually, he's like a big Republican too. So yeah, that's okay though. But
when I think of America and I think of what we've been building up,
I repeat, some of the crowds were on stream right now. I don't ask for people's deaths. I don't ask for people's deaths. I genuinely mean that. So to the one who took out Charlie Kirk in Utah, they probably already arrested the dude. He's probably already being put in prison. They probably found him. I don't know if he's like, I don't know if the guy is here. Let me actually, you know what? Because of the nature of this is being really it's really graphic on its own. I'm just going to open the tab real quick. Yeah, says he's dead. I'm gonna open the tab real quick and just open it on my display screen. I'm gonna search up if the shooter was the Charlie Kirk shooter found. It's a changing news story. We gotta find out this, because I don't know if it's what I searched, because I know I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna find it. Yep, people ran out, and it is already reported on the Guardian News. I'm gonna put this on my screen, right? A lot of red substance. Reported described the moment when Charlie Kirk was shot. And this shows a photo of people running after the shot was fired at Charlie Kirk during Utah Valley University speaking event in Orang-Utan Wednesday. So it happened. It genuinely did happen. Yeah, it's Wednesday. It's confirmed. He's not here anymore. Videos posted online showed the 31 person standing underneath an antenna caps here and a single shot ringing out when he was struck in the neck. So, oh, that's why. So they got him by that area. Now, again, YouTube disclaimer: I absolutely do not support the use of violence anywhere. Do not do this. Be a responsible human. Be responsible with your weapon. You have the freedoms to arm, but don't use it like this guy did here. Don't do that. Look, there's people I dislike. There's things I could say, but I just don't make that joke now, because generally I think the dude was like a problem. He was a propaganda machine. But straight up, the way he went is not the way to go, because then if people will think that's the way to go, they'll do it to anyone else next, right? Is then target them and find out. And it seems that this was found out. The family obviously would have found out by then. And there are people who manage Charlie Kirk are just out there. Yeah, they're just out there reporting about it. Mass shootings, the person who was debating had asked about if he knew how many mass shootings had involved a transgender shooter, to which Kirk responded. Then he asked how many mass shootings there had been in total in the last couple of years, I believe. And then before he could even answer, we heard a gunshot. We just saw Charlie Kirk. Wow, and it appeared that he had been there and stuff like that. This, I'm not saying it on YouTube because that's graphic nature. And video circling into the media shows the attendant asking Kirk, do you know how many transgender Americans have been in mass shootings over the last 10 years? And Charlie, too many, as the crowd collapsed. In a follow-up question, the person asks, "Do you know how many mass shooters could have been in America over the last 10 years?" Charlie replies, "Counting or not counting gang violence." Seconds later, Kirk could have been struck in the neck as he falls back in his chair. Okay, so after the attacks were then made, everyone immediately took to the ground. Me and Ava just hugged each other as tight as we could, as we were just trying to stay hidden. I don't know how quickly it was. Probably within a minute, everyone started running away since the university has been completely evacuated, said Pitts. Terry described the direction of the attack, saying it looks like it came from the middle to the right of the side of the audience. We hope Charlie's okay, and then people in the event are okay, because it was really scary for pretty much everyone there. Now, we know that in the recent news, he's no longer with us. He's not here anymore. This was around some minutes ago. He's genuinely gone. He's actually gone. And meanwhile, Trump's dealing with the Epstein case. We have this entire Epstein case. We have this entire thing going on. Just as Kirk is so. This. Yeah, it's evolving. One has Lois Flag to have stuff in honor of Charlie Kirk. University Courthouse man detained after a failed shooting. Kirk is no longer a suspect. Hassan Piker, progressive influence, says only gun control could have saved Charlie Kirk. And then they said, "This is not who we are," says House Speaker Mike Johnson. Trump announces, reports Charlie Kirk is not doing well. So seems like it was a progression of events, and now we know that he's just no longer here. The guy who took out Charlie Kirk is obviously condemned. And now, guess what Trump is doing? He obviously tries to honor Charlie Kirk. They confirmed the man detained after failed attack is not a suspect, so they still haven't caught the guy fully yet. And Hassan Piker, the dude I absolutely do not like, says something online about it. It says that, hey, only gun control would have saved Charlie Kirk. Gun control in this entire country sucks. It actually sucks. And let me disclaim this to YouTube right now, since it's based off of arms. Use your arms responsibly. You have the right to arms, but don't use that strap like what he did here. It's illegal. It's not okay. I don't like the dude, but don't do that, please. Let's not do that. And then there's this Donald Trump saying the great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is now not here. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie. No, he did not. Charlie Kirk did not have that. Remember, I'm not dissing Charlie Kirk after the death and celebrating. I'm going, whoa, right? I'm being whoa, but right now I'm going, that's not right. Then it says Donald Trump says he was liked and admired by all, especially me, and now he's no longer with us. Melania, and my sympathies go out to his wife Erica and family. Charlie, we like you. Now, Donald Trump, you know what I'm about to say now, Donald Trump? You never cared. I'm just gonna straight up say that. Look, Donald Trump's entire dilemma with his scheme about taking over the U.S. government is to straight up take over U.S. government, right? He did whatever possible to make this happen. And let me first adjust my stream real quick to it being titled something else. Let me just change the name real quick. Let me come back real quick soon, because I realized my stream is being streamed to something else. It says Grow a Garden event. See, this is what happens when I forget to change the name of the stream. Give me a second. Now, as I'm changing the name of the stream, Charlie Kirk was taken out. Alright. Alright, here we go. Then I open this. Here we go. Now we have Intel. We have all letters going on. Madigan immediately left stream. I don't know why he left stream, but here we are. There is no place in our country for this kind of violence. It must end now. Joe Biden wrote on social media. Jill and I are praying for Charlie Kirk's family and loved ones. Now, of course, we don't like the dude, but I repeat, I don't like the idea that he was taken out. Now we're going to talk about, and again, we have the flag going on. We have the updates. It's different people, different this. It's evolving.
On this channel, I think of a country.
I'll play this video now since you all want to see
that is built for debate and dialogue and disagreements. But nowhere in that is it built for violence in any regard. Violence not only takes this country back, but violence could act as a catalyst for more and more violence. And that is not a chain reaction that you want to trigger. On top of that, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, multiple Minnesota Congress members, 2 Democrats, were assassinated in their homes. This news cycle only lasted a day or two, but a few months later, we see more and more horrific violence that is breaking out, meaning the direction this country is going is not only concerning, but it is dangerous.
Now, and he is not wrong, because of what is going on is this is a bigger loom of events. These are tightly wrapped around different sorts of variables, right? What I want to say now, besides the entire Charlie Kirk situation, I'm for real serious about what is going on. And let's give you a bigger image. We've already had attacks of Minnesota lawmakers, and they were Democrats. We had ICE agents persecute Democrats, right? We had them going around saying, hey, we're going to deport you. You're a Democrat, so we should attack you. Of course, obviously, most violent attacks normally would go over to Democrats. Democrats are always being targeted. It's always Democrats, right? And we also had that one other incident where somebody was at their home and somebody burned the house, right? But fortunately, they weren't there while the house was burning, right? They were fortunately not in the exact closest distance to where the fire was going on. I've already made a video based on that. Democrats are constantly threatened, and scientists are constantly threatened. Like, it would only be an accumulation of time that would have made this possible. An accumulation of resent from people that build up over time that allowed people to go think and go, we should probably do this more. It's not right to take your stress and use your arms for violent acts. And again, I want to say this. We already had attacks on Democrats. We shouldn't do this to Republicans, because then everybody would then be given a false sense of hope to have a reason to take out people with violence in this way. And it's not something I allow myself. I never would go to taking out people. And for
I want to break some news on this show. I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about this, but in 2 weeks I was supposed to debate Charlie Kirk. I was supposed to do an event, and we were going to face off with discussion, with ideas. I've been spending the past few days prepping ideas because that's what I think America should be about. I'm only 22 years old, but when I think about the America that I want when I'm 60 or 70, I think of an America where the exchange of ideas is prevalent. The exchange of ideas is necessary. And I disagreed with Charlie Kirk on a lot of his views, but one thing that I think I agreed with him on was the fact that America is meant for debates. I actually respect what Charlie Kirk had built up throughout his life and what he had built through just debating people. That's something that I do on a daily basis, as an exchange of ideas. So the point that I'm trying to make is, when a simple exchange of ideas then turns into political violence, the country is in a very, very dangerous spot. Now,
and again, he is not wrong. And because of how YouTube is with their copyright, I have to make my take on this so that you guys don't think I'm stealing content. I'm absolutely against the use of violence in this context and manner for political relevant type of issues. I'm not a person who would say, hey, please do that for me, take out this political opponent. Look, it's not right both ways, right, left, right, or center. It's not okay. We've made debates. You see me debating. You see me talking about it in videos. You see me clearly like saying no, no, no. In fact, checking people. But I would never go, let me do this thing and take out this person's life. Like, there's not something that I would do like that. Nothing will tell me. Even if somebody did something horribly illegal within my area, I wouldn't go take them out with violence. I wouldn't do that. That's not something I would allow. Like, I absolutely disagree with Charlie Kirk in so many things. Same thing like Adam Mockler is with disagreeing with Charlie Kirk in many things. But we never ever resort to sort of like going to this extreme measure. Like, I'm not with the Republicans, but I'm not with like Democrats either. Democrat or Republican, it's not okay to take out people, censor or anything or whatever. Taking out people, removing their lives is still an act of violence. Right? Straight up. Just getting out of the way.
The response from Democrats has been mature, as it should be. Governor Gavin.
We love our debates. just don't resort to violence like this.
Newsom immediately said, "The attack on Charlie Kirk is disgusting, vile, and reprehensible. In the United States of America, we must reject political violence in every form." And someone in response said, "Glad to see this response from the Democrats. It's appropriate and decent. I want to remind everyone that Trump mocked Paul Pelosi, who was nearly killed by a deranged conspiracy theorist. Trump mocked him publicly at the RNC after surviving the assassination."
Yep. It always goes to this. And I feel like somebody might have been around here for this. Again, we've had this around before. He said, "The attack on Charlie Kirk is disgusting, violent, reprehensible. In the United States of America, we must reject political violence in every form." That's what I exactly believe. Like, we shouldn't have this. This shouldn't be a thing. We can't go back to over to like the 1780s for this, right? We can't go back to the 1850s and 60s for this. Like, this sort of violence is not okay. Whatever side you're on, violence will only lead to more violence. It's just something we have done. A share of theories, ideas, thoughts, and mediums, conversation mediums have been respected for years. Though there are things that you see that are being done wrong on both sides, whatever you're not or like, right? And I'm a person who believes in peace, but for something like this to happen in Charlie Kirk, look, I absolutely despise the dude, but I don't ask for his taking down, right? I had to say that in this comment again. I'm not with people who do that. Though we have seen the Republicans mock people before, though we've seen people and look, he was mocking Paul Pelosi when they nearly were killed in a conspiracy theories attack, when the conspiracy theorists came over and almost killed them. But I never said, hey, it's okay to do that. I never said that. And when I heard about the Charlie Kirk news and I just began to stream like this, when I began to stream immediately knowing about the Charlie Kirk news, I was like, oh my goodness, are they okay? Is everybody there who has had the debate at Utah University okay? I didn't ask if, oh, finally. I didn't say, oh, finally. I said, is everybody fine? Because if this sort of politically inspired violence continues, it only causes both sides to have a made-up reason to do this sort of bad thing. And again, I'm glad Gavin Newsom said what he did.
And this is not a competition of violence. But I'm just saying, the acceleration of political violence in this country, whether it's the Trump assassination attempt, that kid who was a Republican, or whether it's the 2 Minnesota lawmakers that were shot by some random whack job, or whether it's Charlie Kirk, none of this is sustainable. This acceleration is dangerous, and coupled with the lessening of social cohesion on social media is leading us down a dangerous, dark path. Now, I'm not placing any specific blame here, but when we have actors like Elon Musk or foreign entities trying to create more and more inflammatory rhetoric online, it's not good. Just last week, the president posted an AI image of my hometown of Chicago. Well, I grew up in Indiana, but where the studio is located, this is where we work in Chicago. He posted a photo of it at war with the U.S. military. This acceleration of violence, not only online but in person, needs to stop. And this photo right here, just to show the update, this photo right here is taken at Low C Center. University spokesperson said the shooter fired shots from this building, and the site of the Charlie Kirk event was over here. So this would be...
Yeah, I heard, because they have photos and videos of this, of the people running out there immediately. And it said the shooter probably did it from like a distance of a building, like we had the Donald Trump one, and all different ones. Like we had Paul Pelosi, and we can talk about that all day. Again, not something I'd tell people, hey, can you please do it? I wouldn't tell people to, hey, go please do it. No, I wouldn't. Right? This happened. We now know that it was from a distance. We now know it's just obviously, again, not using your arms responsibly and legally doing this, whatever side you're on, is still illegal, right? Still illegal. We can push out colors like away from this. It's just straight up illegal, right? We can't do that. I'm just saying, I disclose this on YouTube. I'm talking about something. It is currently evolving. I have this on my screen prepared because as I'm going, things are being updated. We still haven't gotten news about who did it, right? And we have the White House lowering their flags to half staff. We have Obama, Biden, Harris, and even Gavin Newsom condemning the entire thing. And you would go, well, the Democrats would have mocked them, but the Democrats are mocking them. They're like actually genuinely caring. And when I started to stream again, like I said, I was actually worried about the people who were at the shooting. Like, that's insane to myself. So we still can't find the guy who did it. It's flags half mast. Hassan Piker, though, I absolutely hate Hassan Piker, but he jokes about gun control. Right now, I absolutely cannot care about that. I'm just worrying about what's going on, who did it. It was from a distance, a building, and we have yet to
multiple
discover
hundred
it.
feet.
And again, I
but
disclaim
this is not
political violence is not okay.
Entirely confirmed. Moments ago, we learned that the person who was believed to be the shooter was not actually the shooter. So there was a video of an older white man being taken into custody, and he was screaming. This went viral, and everyone said that must be him. But no, it was not him, according to reports. And he was screaming because he was like, it's not me. It's not the person who did this. Donald Trump has officially confirmed that Charlie Kirk
there was a guy who was taking out, thought to be the suspect, and it happened to be not that guy.
Dead. He said, an hour ago, we must all pray for Charlie Kirk, who has been shot, a great guy from top to bottom, God bless him. And he just updated this 3 minutes ago. At the time I'm recording this video, it's very fresh. He said, the great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in all the United States.
I really cringe at Donald Trump saying all these praises about Charlie Kirk, because I've also shown my resent for the dude. Again, I cringe at this, but it's not, again, something that I go, I mean,
States of America better than
somebody
Charlie.
Passed away.
He was loved and admired by all, especially me, and now he is no longer with us. Melania and my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife, Erica, and family. Charlie, we love you. And remember, he had 2 children. We can disagree with Charlie Kirk all we want, but this is not the direction we want America to go in. Because once political violence starts against people we dislike, that means political violence can happen against people that we like the Minnesota lawmakers. I want to say again that I find this horrific. And of course, my sympathies go out to Charlie Kirk's family as well. And part of the reason I was so shaken when I saw this was not only because I was slated to talk to Charlie Kirk in a few weeks with a place that had minimal security. It wasn't even about that. It wasn't even about me or anything. It's just about the state of political commentary in the United States and the danger that people are now in. Not just commentators, but politicians. Anybody who engages in what is supposed to be a democratic discourse is now in danger. People who want to comment on politics, which is supposed to be what America is for, are now in danger. And
I said the same. This dude, Adam Mockler, he was about to debate Charlie Kirk. I was about to talk about Charlie Kirk, by the way. Funny enough, 2 weeks before the debate with Adam Mockler and Charlie Kirk, that would have been something. That would have been amazing. Like, an amazing, like, crossover of events of, like, important people, finally crossing over. And then this had to happen. And I'm like, wow. Like, that's insane to me that I was about to see Adam Mockler debate Charlie Kirk in like 2 weeks from now, and now that's not only able to happen because the shooter took him out from a building. The suspect still hasn't been actually found. Half-mast, Donald Trump is praising Kirk, and I'm here reporting in the middle of the day, having returned from listening to music, to look on my phone and go, oh, Charlie Kirk's actually gone. And I didn't even cheer. I was like, well, because of the looming events of political violence continuously occurring much more oftenly, I'm just like, that's not good. You want to know how many people I have in my list right now that I don't like, that have actually passed away? Numerous.
Third world countries or crumbling countries are people too scared to talk politics because they're afraid of getting shot. And that is the environment that Charlie Kirk shooting will create. People will be too scared to talk politics or give their opinion. That is never something that we want. Now, I do want to talk about the backlash as well. Of course, right-wingers get pissed off when we talk about the backlash, but inevitably, over the next week, there will be news cycles where people are targeted on the left, people are blamed, and we just need to make sure that we are responsible, classy, and understand that after the Minnesota lawmakers were shot, all we wanted was responsible rhetoric. In the same regard, responsible rhetoric is necessary. Now,
again, the way he's saying it, that's how we do it. That's just how we do it. Look, when the Minnesota lawmakers were taken out, well, obviously, we thought there was something to do with Republican tendencies. But in the end, somebody committed an act of violence and executed what they needed to do. When that sort of act of violence was committed and executed, completed, we forgot about red or blue. We just went, all we asked for is action to be taken, something has been dire. Something dire has been done. Charlie Kirk was something doing, and instead of you seeing Democrats mocking, we're worrying. We're showing Republicans, hey, we're still humans too. You might dislike us, but we actually genuinely care about you guys. Like we despise, we debate, we argue, and we discuss, and we have all sorts of tantrums, but we don't ever resort to violence. Here we are learning now that the lesson is that the guy caught the wisp in his mouth too early. He suffered the consequences of going debate to debate without checking if somebody had weapons, so if somebody had motivations. And in the end, what that guy did to take out Charlie Kirk, it no longer becomes, oh, it's because of this and that. It's straight up a person who went out of the way to take somebody like that guy out. We do not agree, but we don't go to the point to like saying, let's go take out the guy as a whole from the equation. We don't do that. That's not something to be proud of. So whichever suspect, I don't care if they're left or right, they did an illegal act. It's past like red, blue, it's past legality, it's past discussion, it's past morality.
I want to reiterate one more time, the shooter is not in custody. The police have determined that a person who was taken into custody after the shooting was not actually the shooter, according to Scott Trotter, a university spokesman. The university had earlier said a suspect was in custody, and videos online showed an older man being detained by police officers, but this man did not commit the shooting. So, one of my family members who is super, super liberal, like does not like any of the right-wing sphere, he just said, debating is one thing, but committing violence is not what America is meant for. And that's how I opened this video. I think that is how all Americans should feel. And my other worry is that as I scroll through the Donald Trump...
Again, we ask for respect. We don't go to violence. Violence should never be the final decision maker. What it does, go look at major wars going on. Proxy wars. You'll see what I'm talking about. Violence leads to more violence. And now we have, we'll have people who are outraged. That's going to happen for the next week. For the next week, it's just going to be people saying all sorts of crazy shit. It's going to be all sorts of crazy shit. That's what's going on. That's going to happen for the next week, or like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, or however this is going to go for it. And there's always going to be people who will say stuff like this on the internet. Look, Republican or Democrat, not okay. Don't do this. When you're on the internet, don't do this shit. It's a waste of time. Focus on the crime itself. It is no longer about politics from here.
Comment section. I mean, the top reply says, fuck the media, fuck the Democrats.
Politics is a conversation
Who's
medium.
They?
It's not
Someone
lifestyle.
said, time to take the gloves off. Against who? We don't know who did this yet. And even if we were reasonably going to say that it was someone who was more on the left, everybody should condemn this. This is absolutely awful, and America is no place for violence. The news cycle on this is going to continue, and we are going to continue covering this day by day, and we are going to maintain a responsible viewpoint because, listen, in America, we solve disagreement through argument and through debate. It has been like that since the inception of America. And I get that politics are life or death in the sense that, policies affect who lives and who dies, and we want to minimize the deaths of the most vulnerable communities. But that doesn't mean that debates should have life or death stakes when Charlie Kirk is trying to go and do his, whatever MAGA event that I totally disagree with, but we never want to escalate that cycle of violence. This is absolutely despicable. I was honestly incredibly shaken when I saw the news. I decided to sit back and just not cover it for a bit and wait for things to play out. My call to action to everybody would be to, number one, hug your loved ones. Number two, just condemn violence. Do not escalate the cycle of violence because it puts people in danger that you may care about. It puts people in danger that you agree with. And leaders, the media, citizens alike need to return to a different form of politics. It's disgusting. My phone is blowing up and I'm a bit shaken. I likely won't make videos for the rest of the day. I'm probably just going to go visit my parents or watch a movie. This is not good. None of this is good. And I fully hope that we can stabilize from here. Thank you all.
This was an emergency broadcast by Projecttian. We've had the entire news. I'll be checking in, see if there's any updates about this. I probably will be doing the same. What's been done is violent, it is disgusting, it is vile. It is something, and I disclaim this on YouTube again. I'm not a person who would say don't say that you're proud of this, don't say anything, don't say Democrats or Republicans, get their fans off this, leave it to the people who will be doing this job. They'll be pulling in the crime to themselves, police force, or whoever is going to investigate this. Either so, if it is done or planned by who or not planned by who, Democrat or Republican, or if something darker happened, it doesn't matter. A crime has been committed, as the Strat will say. Now, so far, we still don't know about the suspect. And again, I also don't want to be the person who go, let me make content off of this death. I'm not going to do that. Look, I'm going to say it straight up on video. Disgusting shit. Now, if you're in chat right now, I'm going to check it right now. You probably are in chat. We have participants, but you're probably not appearing up in the participant chat box. I'm going to do this. I think my chat's probably just not loading up who's going to... Let me see. Stats, controls, scenes. Alright, let me open chat again. Let's see if chat's been moving on. Alright, I can't see who's actually watching my stream. That's great. Alright, so if you guys have anything to say, please say it right here in chat. I want to see what people think about the situation. So far, flags half-mast. Obama, Biden, Harris condemned the entire attack on Kirk. We never ask for violence on anybody. Political violence should stop. This shouldn't be the way we discuss politics. Politics is a conversation medium. It is not a lifestyle. It should never be a lifestyle conversation. It should be a conversation medium conversation. Now, we have the White House. We confirmed that he's gone. Hassan Piker decides to make a gun control joke. Don't be that guy to say make gun control jokes. So absolutely against all this sort of thing about gun control, but this is just how it works. And yeah, I am left. Don't worry about it. But besides that, we have this. He's passed away, and now you're fine. I actually wish people were more on my stream these days. Now, that's going on. And you know what's even more insane? When I learned about this news, I'm gonna say it to the people who just joined the stream. I learned about the news when I was on my phone looking. I was just listening to music, and I was like, "Oh wow, this is cool." And then I saw a message from like Adam Mockler's channel saying, Trump announces Charlie Kirk is dead. And I was like, huh, Donald Trump must be doing something really scary again. He must be saying some crazy shit. And then I checked for it myself, and I was like, oh, it's real. He actually died. Like, that's what that actually did shock me. I was like, there's no way, that has to be fake. And then I checked it again. I stepped into the video, and then I saw a photo from the Charlie Kirk's own very news source media, his own media outlet, saying, oh, by the way, Charlie Kirk's gone. So, happened in Utah University. He's gone. That's happening. We have what the event looked like. You can see the thumbnail of the stream has Charlie Kirk, and there's like this emergency broadcast type of thing going on. I don't know if I spelled it right. So we have this. Now we have a visualization. It seems to have been done right there from a building. I can show you the part of the building because you guys have a small attention span. So we have this happened from this building. It went from over here, and it probably was where it happened. That exists. That's gonna be there. That's gonna be on my channel. That's insane. That's gonna be on my channel. You wanna know how many people have died since then during this Red versus Blue, this Stripe versus Roblox, this entire second V2 boom, this entire crisis with birth rates and house and mortgage rates and all this crazy shit. We have all this going on. Certainly people have died since then, so. Okay, so no exact update yet. We have right-wing activist was shot at just after midday local time. University officials said there's no suspect in custody after person arrested is no longer suspect. And Trump elected. So they're only saying so far. They're only saying what happened. They're only repeating it. They just finally confirmed it. All right. Let me see if anything else came out. Look, now it's appearing on my screen what's happened to Charlie Kirk. Let me see. Charlie Kirk, guess he's gone. Where's he going? Charlie Kirk hands out huge L's at color. Look at this. Look at his channel. Let me reload the page real quick. This was the last video before this happened. This is his last video. This was 8 hours ago. It says Charlie Kirk hands out huge L's at University of California, San Diego. Of course, I absolutely despise it, dude. I diss it, dude. Like, political violence is just not okay to me. Now, this will be probably the last video on the channel, or maybe like videos will come out on the channel when it premieres. There might be like future videos I'm gonna release. But if it's like, if it's like really recent, it will not appear. This guy is now. He's actually gone. Yeah, see now CBS is reporting about it. They have news. They're going nuts. I think he's actually feeling gone. Yep. 1 million views. Nuke's post already posted about it. Look at that. 1 million views within 2 hours. Alright, I wanna put this, I'm gonna play this video in front of you guys because I think I also happened to see that this video was posted a few minutes ago, back when I started to stream, like around 40 minutes ago. Disclaimer, if you're a soft-hearted person and you don't want to see what I'm about to show on screen, YouTube disclaimer, what I'm showing is for educational purposes. My name is Projecttian, I'm an adult, I'm licensed, I'm verified, I'm able to do this responsibly. Again, disclaimer once again, anybody who is sensitive to graphic imagery, don't watch this, maybe turn away from the stream. So that's what's happened, and now we have that going on. Alright, so again, one last disclaimer, if you are a soft-hearted person and you don't want to look at really graphic, this might be graphic, probably, it's not YouTube TOS breaking, but I'm just saying, I'm a legal adult, I can show this on screen. So here we go. This is footage of what happened during the shooting of Charlie Kirk, and it's obviously blurred because, well, they can't show that. Yeah, here we go. Shot, and then people started running out of the crowd. It came from the building. Now that we know that it came from the building, it's gonna be shared all over. It's going to be shared all over. And the guy was taken out. He was hit in the neck from the bullet, and sadly, well, knew what that means. He was received in the neck. He's not living. He's not gonna live from that. Obviously, we now know after like 30 to 50 minutes within that entire accident, he was pronounced dead.
He's been shooting. He's been shot.
People running out of the university. Again, Utah's not.
We're here live at Utah Valley State University.
Shootings. Unfortunately, this was more.
I don't know if that was shots or if that was fireworks.
And this has already 1 million views. We have to move on. Okay. So that's occurred. Yeah, this is the footage. I think this is another angle.
The founder of the highly influential conservative group Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk, has been shot.
Yeah.
He was shot while he was hosting an event on the campus of Utah Valley University. This video shows the moments before he was shot. A huge crowd gathered around him. He'd been speaking for about 20 minutes before he was dropped.
So it seemed okay. This gave me so much context. So he was speaking for like 20 minutes, and then they went and they said, "Oh, look, Charlie Kirk, there's this guy," and then the guy pointed the gun and did the thingy.
According to a spokesperson for the university. The university says that the suspect fired at Kirk from a building about 200 yards away. The FBI says in a statement that agents will be responding on the scene. The shooting drawing reaction from across the political spectrum this hour. Donald Trump posted this, quote, "We must all pray for Charlie Kirk, who has been shot," end quote. California's Governor Gavin Newsom says, quote, "The attack on Charlie Kirk is disgusting, vile, and reprehensible. In the United States of America."
Again, I'm a little happy Gavin Newsom said this about the entire situation. That's what I'm just gonna say this. Political violence not allowed, condemnable. Violence once deemed illegal, even on the free speech front, once deemed illegal is illegal. And 20 minutes, 200 yards away. Building taking out within
America, we must reject political violence in every form. The founder of the highly...
Yeah, this is, again, this guy says it for me, this comment says it for me. This is not the first occurrence of political violence. We have, on June 14, 2025, Minnesota State Representative Melissa Herman was assassinated in a shooting at her home in Brooklyn Park. I saw this, I saw the footage. And I wasn't able to share it on my channel because it's obviously graphic. I can't show that. This is not Live Leak. Live Leak was gone since 2021. I had hoped I'd made a account on Live Leak in 2021, but it was taken out. So, again, both sides, not okay, right? It's way past morality, illegality, confidentiality, right? Three things I say about this sort of type of laws. It's just not the thing to go with. And now, okay, yeah, here we go. This is moments before. Videos of moments before, way before this happened. This is minutes before. What's insane is that I'm actually interested in how the FBI wasn't able to have predicted this, right? Normally, this is what's so confusing. The FBI could have prevented this.
All right, we're going to get started, everybody.
But
you know how it works. Once you get to know
something
the
that's
lane
been
from Y35, that was great.
researched.
Really appreciate it. And we're going to be here for a couple hours.
Is a figure of high interest. Was not even.
Get comfortable.
They didn't even come here.
Bring the best libs that Utah has to offer.
One of the would have rambled online about, hey, look, I'm doing this thing online. I'm showing you my little armistice thingy that I have in my hand. I also can't say the D word on this channel because YouTube would say you're promoting terrorist organizations. So I can't exactly tell you what I mean. I'm just gonna say it's this little pew 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 thingy that does the thingy, and it just like kills people. That's what it does. And I'm amazed at how the FBI wasn't able to prevent this.
Bro, it's so funny.
It would have been cyber ops or going. Alright, so this is the buff angle. This is where. Okay, I think this is where the. Yeah, maybe. This is way. This was minutes before. That's insane. And I think it's over there. I wish I had turned it. It's not much. Just from around there or there. I could look into the angle of this. See, I'm not expect 45 viewers at once here. Why do you guys privatize your subscription? I can't see you don't really watching. Maybe that's a bit. I can't even see if they're in OBS. Like OBS usually would tell me who's watching the stream, if they're accountant, but it didn't happen. This is insane. This guy died at 31. This is 2 hours ago. 1.5 million views.
I want to bring in Raydon Desheen. She was at the event right now. She saw the attack. She's on the phone. Raydon, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. If you could tell us where you were, what you saw, what happened.
Yeah, so I was clear up at the front. So they had like the tent set up for where Charlie was going to be.
News, you got balls literally not blurring this seconds before the bullet hits his neck. You got balls during that. YouTube would have immediately said this is graphic content, taking the video off platform. See, CBS, no, they're the type of news source where they wouldn't blur it. They just stop it like frames before something horrible and despicable happens, which counts as GORE content. And I'm not going to say the word because YouTube will then think I'm promoting bad stuff online. Again.
And then they had like the cattle grade set up with a walkway for the people that were going to debate him. And then I was the grate right behind it. So I was right by the walkway, so I was right up front.
And then what happened? When the actual shot was fired, where were you? What did you see or hear?
So I was he was just talking to the second debater. And ironically, it was about the transgender shooter, and you know, they're talking about you know, not allowing them to purchase firearms.
I mean, she like how the eyewitnesses immediately saying, "Oh, by the way, very strange and awfully by coincidence, the guy was taking out while talking about transgender people with guns." I'm like, what a strange way to go out, talking about transgender people before he was shot dead.
And he was talking back and forth with the guy, and then all of a sudden I hear up top, I see Charlie. I think it got his carotid. I just saw him grab, it looked like his neck, and there's just blood pouring out everywhere, and his eyes kind of rolled back. And at that point, I kind of looked up because it sounded like it came up from behind me, up the hill, and it was just one pop. And then we all dropped to the ground, and then they told us all to run. So we all ran out.
Yeah, I'm imagining pandemonium at that point. Did you see medical personnel attend to him, and what happened after that?
By the time I looked up, he was already off. He was already out. He was already out of the tent. There were some police officers up there. There was his security. There was no metal detectors or anything for us to go through. They didn't even check our tickets.
What about the gunman? Any sense of what became of the person? I don't know if it's a man or woman. The person who fired the shot.
Nope, I didn't see anything. I just dropped when everybody else dropped, and then I ran when they told everybody to run.
So you described it as a debate that was going on. So it was a debate between Charlie and someone else, or just a sort of a...
Yeah, so he doesn't prove me wrong. And basically, you know, because he's a right winger, and you know, he's very, very, very good at his debates, and he invites mostly college kids to go up and debate him. And you know, a lot of them were, you know, had a lot of the same views, but there was something that maybe a little bit off that they don't quite agree with. So they're just trying to, you know, debate him back and forth on their views versus his.
So it sounds like people from all points on the political spectrum. What about the atmosphere, the mood? What was it like leading up to that?
Oh, man, we were all having fun. We were shouting, you know, USA and Charlie Kirk and listening to some, you know, 80s music like Queen and that.
He was listening to Queen right before he got shot down. No feeling right. Okay, now that we have this in count. Let's see if there's anything new. Because I think the police finally addressed it. Utah police. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, they got it. You found it. I found the stream. I think. What was this supposed to be? What's this guy? What's he talking about? Oh, they're preparing for stuff. Okay. I can't even hear them. I don't even know if they have the microphone activated. They're stressed.
Good, 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Oh my God, we caught Lennon. I can't even hear this dude. You Fox 4 Dallas Sports Work. You probably need to start learning how to prep up a sort of microphone for this. Yeah, there we go. ABC 10. Okay, there we go. We have the live stream. Utah officials are addressing it currently. This is evolving as we are going. See, this is working. There's no way my eye is like. This microphone on for them now. It's no audio. New audio is activated. Alright, let's try this again. Here we go. It's working. They're trying to set up. You guys take six minutes to set up your following mic. They take 6 minutes to set up the following mic. Oh. Alright, here we go. I got this. I think they finally got their audio. Testing. This will take forever setting up their dumb microphone. Alright, my stream finally updated. We got this. Just be in custody. Extra question. This is 2 hours ago. Reload. How did they make a 1 hour 59-minute video of 48 seconds? How did they make that film impossible within 2 hours? That must be an immediate CPU processor that they're using for this. What? Charlie Kirk. I have to look into this as much as possible. Any updates? You gotta throw up again. Shows location. Okay, there we go. They finally pinpointed some sort of a better graph. So now we know it came from here in this direction. It came from this building and it hit over there. And for some reason, the guy actually successfully pulled it off. That fool actually pulled it off. Okay, CBS is reporting on it. I don't even know if they are...
Of President Trump's and somebody who many staffers knew incredibly well. So I can tell you, Nancy, that it has been a very somber day here at the White House with many officials and other staff members visibly shaken, even crying, because this is such a huge loss for them, because they not only considered Charlie Kirk to be a colleague, but many of them were friends with him. And so it is a dark day here. Of course, as you've been reporting, President Trump himself has weighed in. He canceled a dinner that he was going to host here at the White House tonight, and he ordered that all American flags, including those here at the White House, be lowered to half-mast. So, you know, we will continue to hear reaction from senior administration officials, I'm sure, throughout the coming days.
Okay, let me say my strat about Donald Trump at the moment. Now, this is my Donald Trump, not Charlie Kirk. Donald Trump, how that type of strat has been going on, with him telling people to lower their flags half-mast. That strat, he's now trying to make capital off of the death of his friend Charlie Kirk. Like, I'm just gonna say it straight up right now. Donald Trump only cared about power, right? And he's done really despicable things. He's done disgusting things with the ID and the cuts and all those other things, right? The healthcare cuts and all those things. Okay, I think they almost got the microphone situation done. These guys take forever to set up a phone microphone. You're the Utah Department. Oh, by the way, Utah, for those who want to know, Utah is what state? Red or blue, so you all have an idea. It is a red state. Utah is a red state. It is ironic that this man was taken out in Utah, which is a Republican state. And in a Republican state, he met his fate for debate within 20 minutes of debating. And now here we are talking about
pointed to Charlie and spoke about how critical he was during his re-election campaign. The president often talks about how he won in part because of social media platforms, especially TikTok. And during that visit, he said Charlie was the first person to tell him, you need to engage on TikTok. And of course he did, and went on to win huge numbers when it came to young voters. And so, you know, the president really credits Charlie Kirk for much of his political success, as do other Republicans who acknowledge and recognize that he wasn't just a public figure and that he was out there talking, he was obviously on the airwaves and made his own content, but he really understood young people and young Americans and resonated with them in a way that most people, Nancy, cannot.
It's a very sad day for this country. Weijia Zhang, thank you very much for joining us. Sure. And as we mentioned, we are waiting right now for officials to give an official update on today's shooting in Utah. It's set to happen shortly, and when that does happen, we will bring it to you as soon as it comes on the air. For now, a quick break. You're watching the Daily Report.
Finally, they have some sort of news. Some sort of news with this guy. Alright, here we go. See if that's going on. ABC's doing something. They're preparing, or let's read some of the comments here, because while they're trying to gather intel on what's currently going on, I'm going to look at some of the comments and I'm going to see what people have to say about this, because they're obviously going all sorts of reactions. So we have this guy saying there's videos of someone getting arrested, and we have somebody saying it wasn't the old dude, dumb frau. Then they said there's videos of them arresting somebody. Well, we now know that guy is just not the suspect. It's not the suspect they're looking for. Then we have saying there are thousands there are no one saw anything, not even muzzle burst. This guy doesn't even know how to spell. I think I just had my brain delay for like a few seconds just reading this comment. Let's ignore this guy for now. And he says, yeah, he was let go, the first guy. Then he says he was on the roof. It's old dude. It was not the old dude. Now we have the dude was an arrested, shooter still alive. Yeah, the shooter is still not found. I'm actually astonished that I wasn't able to even have found them in the first place. And then we have another one saying that there's another thing. We have Andrew, and again, yeah, this guy said it here that Utah, Utah is a red state. Yeah, it's what's ironic is that Charlie Kirk, when he was taking out 20 minutes around his debate, went from like an attack from a certain building, yet that the FBI wasn't for some reason able to track down before something horrid happened. Because I mean, look, to be honest, Charlie Kirk was a high person of interest, so I was expecting that maybe something would have been done to prevent it. And no, nothing was done. And Utah, for more information on that, is a red state. I even searched it up in front of you in this stream so you guys can see that. You can see that. We had that happen in Minnesota with Democrats, and they were assaulted. And we had the other incident where somebody else's home was just straight up burned. Literally attacked. A burn attack. Again, one thing I need to say. And again, it says, I won't trust what Brooks is saying here. Brooks is just saying a bunch of shit. They don't even know how to spell. So it says, is it possible it was a sniper from outside the campus? That would look massive. It might have been sort of caliber. We'll get into that later. I think they'll probably disclose that once they figure out the information with that. And the guy says, apparently the guy was released and the shooter has not been apprehended yet. And some people could continue to bring up the old guy. The old guy was not the corporate, not the suspect. I'm still waiting for information on this. I'm using NBC for information, for like updates on this thing. So it's bigger than this. Alright, here we go. They finally measured it properly. I'm going to show you it right now. They finally measured it. So here it is, Utah University, Charlie Kirk, approximately 520 feet away. Shots repeatedly fired from Low C Center. That's where it seems to have been found. I'm going to resize this, break it down, live updates. Seems to be found. They're getting ready for press meeting and preparing that as I'm working on it. They said Blue is this date is still not. It sounded like a this and that. I'm not reading that. From the diversity, not saying that. I don't even. Some of these people are saying some of the crazy shit in chat. He's been in custody. No, he's not. You think it was trans person who was the shooter? Why are we talking about if the shooter was trans? Can we not do that? Let me remind you guys, the fraud that said this in chat, Utah is a Republican state. It happened right when Charlie was talking about trans and mass shootings. Coincidence? Let's not be that person. We already just found out that recently with the current news. No, it was not related to that. There was no causation from those. Correlation could be made, but it was just out of coincidence. We still have yet to find out about it. And then we still have people saying Trump is on the Epstein list. We can't forget about Trump being on the Epstein list. We have that, of course. We'll hang on to it. Trump's policy on the Epstein list. To have more papers about it, you can look into Godzilla's channel about that. We have that. And again, just like this person said, red state or blue state, taking out somebody like that is wrong. Absolutely true. And I highlight this right here for you. This is wrong. It goes past illegality, morality, confidentiality.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, they're finally addressing.
Thank you for being here. At this press conference, we will first hear from Utah
They're addressing it. They're addressing it.
Commissioner Bo Mason. Then we'll hear from the FBI Special Agent in Charge, Robert Bowles. We'll then hear from Utah Valley University Vice President Val Peterson, who's been in touch with President Jimenez. And then we'll hear from Governor Cox.
All right.
Over to Commissioner Mason.
Let's not make capital off this. Let's see what these guys will say, because we know this is a Republican state. I hope they're just gonna try to make capital of this guy's death, because that's clearly their partner in this entire scheme. All right, here we go.
Hello, everyone. I'm Bo Mason, Commissioner for the Utah Department of Public Safety. Today, at approximately 12:20 Mountain Standard Time, political influencer Charlie Kirk was shot at an event at the Utah Valley University.
All right, here we go.
He was taken by private vehicle to Timpanogos Hospital, where he later passed.
These comments are just absolute.
The Utah Department of Public Safety will be co-leading this criminal investigation to find this killer, along with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We are working in unison with the County Sheriff's Office, the local police department, and the university.
Those comments are mental.
Been very cooperative.
I don't.
And fully engaged in
I'm
this
closing
process.
that stupid chat. I was reading it. I was just what people were saying, but they're saying.
Shortly after the shooting, we did have a suspect in custody, George Zinn, but he was released from custody after we identified that he did not match the shooting suspect.
All right, so
he was not an accurate person of interest.
Confirmed.
However, he has
Suspect
been
not the
booked
right one.
into the county jail by Utah Valley University Police Department for obstruction of justice. We do still have an active investigation for the person of interest.
Yeah, we still need to find that dude.
This incident occurred with a large crowd around. There was one shot fired and one victim.
Take care
While
of
the
this.
suspect is at large,
Where
we
the
believe this was a
fella, all
targeted
the
attack
chatters here?
towards one
Where the
individual.
fella are you guys? You concurrent viewers who are
It's a
watching
tragic
this
moment in our state and in our country. As we heal, we encourage everyone who's struggling with news of the incident to call 988, our state mental health crisis line. In addition to that, our partners with the FBI will also be discussing other ways we can communicate through the public for tips and other information. Thank you.
Disclaimer to those, again, let me remind you, to those who are absolutely stunned by this news, who don't want to see that, I've even showed the video on here disclaiming that I have a legal ad, I can show you this, I've shown you that, the content was kind of outrageous, yeah, video, it's out there. Don't be that person to share that entire tragedy online without all of the censoring and blurring. Don't be that really disgusting person who posts people's deaths online and just like, hey, let me just share it on this website made for that. Don't do that. Be a responsible human. We're not doing here to send fear. Political violence is still not something respectable. Just don't do that. We don't, for any side, it's just, it's illegal, it's wrong. Any side. And don't be that person who's creepy who goes, oh no, look guys, I'm taking a photo of the tragedy. Don't be that person. Don't be rude.
Working on setting up a digital media tip line, and as soon as it's established, we'll get that information out to everyone.
If you're shocked by it, call the number they said.
Questions.
Just
this
disclosing
is very much an active case, and this investigation is in its early stages. We are following all the leads and all the evidence. If anyone has any information, please report it to the FBI or local law enforcement. Thank you.
All right, we got this.
On behalf of President Tumenez, who we've been communicating with, and she's on her way back right now, I say that on behalf of Utah Valley University, we are shocked and saddened by the tragic passing of Charlie Kirk. We express our sincere condolences to the Kirk family. We grieve with our students, faculty, and staff who bore witness to this unspeakable tragedy. He was invited by the student group Turning Point USA to speak on our campus. We firmly believe that UVU is a place to share ideas and to debate openly and respectfully. Any attempt to infringe on those rights has no place here.
Goodness gracious,
we do not condone any form of violence at UVU
and
seek to make our campus a safe place for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this dark and tragic occasion. I want to thank our law enforcement officers who are leading this investigation, starting with Chief Long and his response here with the UVU Police Department. We're grateful for your leadership and your team. And again, to the speakers that you've just heard from.
In case people wonder why I'm not speaking above it, is because I don't want to interrupt what these
I also want to recognize Sheriff Mike Smith, who has been a valuable partner as this investigation moves forward. I've been in touch with President Trump, with FBI Director Kash Patel. We are completely aligned with our state and federal partners as we work through this case. Now, this is a dark day for our state. It's a tragic day for our nation. And I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination.
I can barely take this guy seriously knowing his background with racism.
We are
still bad things, still bad things happen, but I'm a little... Every time I hear police officers with politically motivated speeches, when I hear them talk about things, now I can't unhear it. I can't unhear the racism behind their words.
This great experiment on which we embarked together 250 years ago, that we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights. The first one of those is life. And today, a life was taken. Charlie Kirk was first and foremost a husband and a dad to two young children.
I despise the dude, but I don't like how this. I don't want to hear police glazing him. Just talk about his family. Just talk about his family.
Very much
I don't want to hear
this
police officer. If he continues to keep blazing this guy, this guy's completely politically skewed.
Charlie believed in the power of free speech and debate to shape ideas. And
Let me immediately fact check the police officer here. Charlie Kirk did not believe in free speech and free debate. Charlie Kirk only wanted a debate that is lenient and loyalist to Donald Trump. Immediately getting out of the way. Immediately getting out of the way. Though the thing I'm talking about is really dire, I'm just going to say it. I will begin to say this. I won't, just because this happened doesn't mean I won't be able to fact check this, bro.
Formation of our country.
I'll fact check what I
to our most basic constitutional rights. And when someone takes the life of a person, because of their ideas or their ideals, then that very constitutional foundation is threatened. Now, we have a person of interest in custody.
That's definitely
the investigation is ongoing. But I want to make it crystal clear right now to whoever did this, we will find you. We will try you. And we will hold you accountable to the furthest extent of the law. And I just want to remind people that we still have the death penalty here in the state of Utah.
Why did the police officer have to say the death penalty part? Why did he have to say this death penalty part? What? So
our nation is
broken.
That
is so weird. That is so weird that the police officer just happens to mention the death penalty in Utah. Why does he mention the death penalty in Utah? Don't they see this as absolutely ridiculously unrelated to what's going on here? He just says, "Oh, well, Charlie Kirk, my friend, he's gone now. Hey, this shooter, we need to find you. We'll make sure we'll chase you until you're found. Oh, by the way, do you know the death penalty exists?" So if this happened to a Democrat, would this guy have not said the death penalty part? That's
nothing I say can unite us as a country. Nothing I can say right now can fix what is broken. Nothing I can say.
Just like to remind you, fellas, this police officer is the same fellow who said a bunch of racist, crazy shit in his own time, using vigilante software and spyware surveillance type of shit when we had ICE raids going on nearby where I was, and I had to actually use some sort of software so that files are actually found. Right, that's my legal right to do so. But the sort of shit is like, I wanted to hear the news from the police about the entire situation, and I didn't want this guy immediately throwing in political stuff.
And to see if you can find a better angel in there somewhere. I don't care what his politics are. I care that he was an American.
No, you care about his politics, and you care that he was not. You don't care if he was American. You just care about his side, his politics.
We desperately need leaders in our country, but more than the leaders, we just need every single person in this country
to
think about where we are and where we want to be. To ask ourselves, is this it? Is this what 250 years has wrought on us? I pray that that's not the case. I pray that those who hated what Charlie Kirk stood for will put down their social media and their pens and pray for his family, and that all of us will try to find a way to stop hating our fellow Americans.
And that guy obviously saying a bunch of rhetoric. It's not fully true. There's some things that are true, but not fully true. I could fact check these files. And then obviously, there's obviously going to be, oh, it's a targeted attack. Look, any sort of political violence is condemnable. I just want to leave it at that. You probably want to see me play Roblox or Shred. I'm probably not, streaming in this sort of situation is probably a bad idea on its own. I'll probably do something else in the meanwhile, because you fellas were like, I was expecting a Roblox stream. Unfortunately, not how it went today because of what went on. So stay safe out there. We need strong leaders out there, and the stream will only be this long for now because the information will probably take a few hours to digest, be fully solidified once the investigations are done, and once we find out the answers, you'll know what I'm in for later. Like, I'm gonna make some continuation of the next thing, and that's just what I'll be doing really soon, and I guess that'll be it. If anybody, the cadets want to play around with me in Roblox, I'll be able to do so. I'll probably just restart a new stream, because this stream on its own should be for Charlie Kirk. Again, rest in peace to Charlie Kirk. My respects to his family, though I don't like Charlie Kirk. My respects to his family. No, he deserves to die for something like this. Freedom of speech should be respected. We shouldn't resort to violence, and that's my last